Welcome to video 12.1a, surface area of prisms. What I first want to do is define a polyhedra and then a special type of polyhedra, which is a prism. First, polyhedra. Polyhedra are solids with faces that are polygons. Okay, so there's many different types of polyhedra. However, what we're going to be concerned with is prisms. So prisms are a special type of polyhedron. They have these characteristics. Number one, two bases that are parallel and congruent. So notice over here, these are two bases. They're parallel and congruent. Over here, two bases, parallel and congruent. Same thing over here. Over here, I could have multiple bases. These could be the bases, parallel and congruent. These could be the bases, parallel and congruent. Or these could be the bases, parallel and congruent. Item number two, parallel edges that connect corresponding vertices of the bases. So for example, over here, these are the bases. Notice that these are all parallel edges and they connect corresponding points of the bases. Keep in mind, these two faces right here are parallel and congruent. However, they can't be called bases because there's not those parallel edges connecting various parts of the bases. Over here, notice I could have a square base or I could have a rectangular base, and then I'll change the name. Third, the lateral faces are always going to be parallelograms. Notice over here, these lateral faces are parallelograms. However, if we've got a right prism, the lateral faces will always be rectangles. So this is a right prism. Notice rectangle, rectangle. Over here, rectangles. Squares are rectangles. Over here, rectangles. And over here, here's the bases. All of these lateral faces are rectangles. And lastly, the prisms are named by the shape of their base. So this base is a hexagon, so we'll call this a hexagonal prism. If we want to be a little bit more precise, we could say it's a right hexagonal prism because the base and the lateral faces are perpendicular. This, depending on your point of view, could be a square prism or a rectangular prism, whichever sides you decide to be the bases. This has a special name. It's called a cube. This will be called a triangular prism because the bases are triangles, and again, a right triangular prism. This would also be a triangular prism, just not a right triangular prism, just a slanted, oblique triangular prism. We'll go over some more vocabulary and formulas, but that's the basics for what we're going to do in this lesson.